Hello and welcome to Orphan Break. Today's video is a tribute to Apollo 17. Because today this video comes out is the 50th anniversary of the splashdown of Apollo 17. So yeah, Apollo 17 was the last time humans were on the moon and last Apollo. Well, actually, we're not really the last Apollo mission because Apollo Soyuz and Skylab, but the last crewed Saturn V. There is I've just detached the first stage and we're now on the second stage. And yeah, I try to get this rocket as realistic as possible. And so I've drained a bunch of fuel from the stages so the staging is more realistic. And we have to use the S4B to insert into orbit. Actually, I'm pretty sure it'll be possible to get into orbit without using the S4B. But I want it to be more realistic. Well, so I tried to be realistic with this mission, except like part of the way through I ended up giving up, kind of, because well, you'll see why. Also, this is like the fourth time I've had to restart the commentary, so at this point, if there's any mistakes, I'm not just restarting this all over. So if there's any mistakes, you know why. So we've inserted into orbit and we're now going to do our translunar injection, which in real life this would not put the spacecraft on a collision course with the moon. It would be that after the command and service module and lunar module detach, the S4B would adjust its trajectory to impact the moon. Except I was slightly off, and yeah, the trajectory we're on will be an impact course, so we are going to correct that, which that maneuver, I didn't end up showing it. I was trying to make this professional, except we really failed at making it professional. So we're doing transposition and docking. And now I'm going to adjust the trajectory of the S4B so that it impacts the moon, or the Mun. Extradore was going to impact the Mun. And I'm actually raising its very axis. And so now we're heading towards the moon, or the Mun. And we're going to insert into orbit about now. And so now we're in orbit, and you can see the S4B impacted the Mun, and we actually got seismic data from that. So now we're going to lower the orbit of the entire spacecraft. Well, combined spacecraft. So that the lunar module has to use less delta V to land. So you transfer our crew over, which so real life lunar module crew was Eugene A. Cernan and Harrison H. Schmidt, and the command module pilot was Ronald E. Evans. So now we're about to do our landing. And you can kind of see that the lunar rover is clipping through the lunar module. I wasn't able to do the origami to make it fit. Alright, so yeah, just doing a normal landing, nothing special. Except fairly soon now, off to the right from this perspective, I see that there is a monarch on the edge of the crater. Any moment now. Yeah, you can see it now. And so, I decided, instead of flying closer towards that, I'm just gonna use the lunar rover once we land. Yeah, currently landing. Now, I'm gonna admit it, I clipped tons of fuel tanks into this. That's why the TWR of this engine is extremely low. So actually, sometimes when testing out the spacecraft for this mission, I actually crashed into the Mon. But that didn't happen this time, and we've landed softly. So I'm getting the crew out. And if you're wondering why I have antennas in their inventory, it's so that basically, with this mod I'm using for the Apollo spacesuits, if a Kerbal has two things in their inventory, they aren't the parachute or EVA path. It, as you can see there, gives them that. It gives them the Apollo life support backpack. And so we're deploying our science experiments and doing some science. And I skipped unfolding the rover because it's not realistic in any way. There's again a bunch of hard clipping. So I wanted to hide how badly I felt at making that. Also kind of moved the lunar module by a lot. Well, actually, no, they get rotated by about 9 degrees. But now we can drive our lunar rover towards Monarch. The seats are a bit close, so their helmets are clipping together. Again, you can see how I was clipping, and I really couldn't make it. I couldn't make it larger. As you see on on one of the rear wheels, it has the lunar maps repair that the Apollo 17 crew did. Because yeah, they during one of the astronauts during the first EVA accidentally broke one of the fenders on the rover, so they end up using lunar maps and duct tape to fix it. Also, I kind of went too fast down that hill and just broke the antenna on the lunar rover. Anyways, speaking of the lunar rover, so in real life, in total the crew drove 35.7 kilometers in total and went up to 7.6 kilometers away from the lunar module. Which I definitely went farther than that because I don't have the same restrictions as real life. Because Kerbals don't require any life support, so any distance they can just walk back to the lander if everything goes wrong. Which, spoiler alert, everything does go wrong. So I'm now just doing some science, and yeah, I'm now gonna need to drive up this mountain. Which so I tested the lunar module on the lunar rover on Kerbin, and it worked perfect. Except the Mon has lower gravity, so yeah, the lunar rover it flips way easier on the Mon. So probably should have tested that. So we're almost at the Monarch. And we're now driving up the mountain. And we're almost at the Monarch. And now, I didn't realize how large the Monarchs were. And I'm about to realize that any moment now. And yeah, sure, you can yeah, it's realized that it's big. I just didn't realize it's that big. And yeah, you can see it. You can see it from the landing. So yeah, it obviously it has to be pretty large, but I'm not making sense here. Basically, just first time seeing a Monarch. Also, I got a milestone for that, and but I didn't slow down in time, and yeah, that parking didn't that's not a good parking job. But I'm just doing some science and rock climbing, and well, not really much to do here. Just do some science and well, okay, so now I was going to get the lunar rover back up, right? Which in testing I figured out I could do it by using the antenna, the arm, except it suddenly stopped. And then I realized we were out of power, and there were no solar panels or any way to recharge it. So long story short, I had to walk both Kerbals all the way back, which to break up the monotony between walking the two Kerbals back, I did some science in orbit. But yeah, it took a few hours to walk both of them back. But now, we're about to leave Limon for the last time. It's probably not fairly soon I'm gonna go back. Yeah, I actually made the plaque on the real life lunar module into a flag. And I would put the audio of the actual last words on the moon right here, except I couldn't find them anywhere. If you can find if anyone knows where I can get those, somewhere where I don't have to pay to use them, that would be great. So, we're now about to leave the Mon. At this point, I was ready to get this mission over, so... Oh, I didn't check to make sure I had the oxidizer, basically, I had the flow of the oxidizer and fuel, set to false. Anyways, yeah, we're now ascending back into orbit, and, well, really that rover excursion really messed up the realism, because, yeah, no, that wasn't realistic in any way. Well, I gave up on realism, so I'm just doing this like a normal Kerbal Space Program mission. Yeah, just a normal docking or rendezvous and docking. Then just plotting my maneuvers. And it's, rendezvousing. I don't really have much to talk about. I've already talked about why I'm doing this mission. And we've gone past all the interesting parts. It's just, normal rendezvous. Which, rendezvous. People always say that it's hard to do. it's hard to like figure it out, but once you learn it, it's really easy. You basically just need to set maneuver, and you can use the skip orbit button a lot. To set a maneuver that gets like you first use the skip orbit button to get as close of a encounter as possible, and then you can tweak the maneuver node so that the encounter gets closer. And when you're at the encounter, just kill off your relative velocity. I have no idea why I'm turning this into a docking tutorial. No one wants this to be a docking tutorial. And I probably should have. I was talking about putting the probe core on this. Not only would that give me reaction wheels, but the pilot on this for some reason, I used the cheat menu to get these Kerbals. So yeah, I cheated, but I have so many funds at this point that it's basically sandbox mode. I could have definitely paid to hire these Kerbals. Except for, I gave one of my Kerbals, I accidentally gave one of the Kerbals maximum experience and the other had partial experience. But, I didn't, none of my pilots were experienced enough for this mission to be able to, what am I trying to say? To be able to do target tracking or maneuver node lock, so that made docking not fun. But we're done with that. We've just in the lunar module, and we're now returning back to Kerbin. A real feature of the J-class Apollo missions, which were Apollo 15, 16, and 17, was that on their way back from the moon, they would actually do a EVA to retrieve data from the service module. I tried to do that, except I couldn't get the Kerbal close enough, and I didn't have an EVA backpack or ladders or anything, so yeah, I wasn't actually able to get the data. We're returning now, and this mission, it started off well, and now this is kind of just a mess. And we're not even gonna do a splashdown because I just didn't plan ahead with the maneuver. Also, it's 5:28 when I'm recording this, and yeah, I'm tired of the Kerbal Space Program right now. So I just wanted to get this done, and it almost is. Well, I want to get this timed right, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye.